Hey, good morning, people on Facebook and watching on the internet. This is Blind Justice on the streets of Aberdeen, coming at you live. I think this is day 23 of our peaceful protest, Resting is Not a Crime. And back by popular inquiry, we have some signage right here in front of City Hall. So we have over here, let's go, I hope this is in frame, I'm just going to try to, boop. Alright, there we go. So this sign says housing for humans before heritage, with our little blind justice tag. Okay, and then we have on the other side of my little camp, little resting site here, we've got this one. I think is Freedom for All, and I just did a FaceTime with a friend to make sure I know which side is what. This one I think is the Peace and Love sign. Peace and Love to all, I think. On the back side. That's what's facing City Hall right now. Some peace and love sending to the people in City Hall. And then we have this sign here. I think this one is the Lives Before Buildings sign. So there's that. And we've got them in some buckets with some dirt. And got my typical setup. There we go. Here's my big old stick that I use to carry this rig down here today. So, it was fun, balancing act. Some little blind guy with the scales on my back as I was like, positioned back here behind my pack or whatever, like bouncing. Anyway, wanted to talk to you about the new sign over here behind me on my right, the housing for humans before heritage and the lives before buildings sign. So there has been great public or community action of getting together and pulling together as a community here in Aberdeen in the aftermath of the fire at the old Army building, because it housed the old historic museum and the senior center and I think the genealogy society and the CAP office and some other things that came out of that building. But there's been some pretty good unity in the city, with people trying to come together to fund and try to support rebuilding the museum and some of these things. The CAP is up and running. They're just down the road here on Market. I think they're just one building over, the big brown building to the right of the library. So just west of the library, it's the old Bank of America building. They're on the first floor, so they're up and running, which is really cool that they got up and running so fast. So kudos to you guys and everybody that made that happen. And so it's really cool to see the community come together, right? To get some of these programs that help the impoverished and help the community up and running. But then there's a big push for the museum, right? For the heritage. That's the heritage part and the buildings part of the sign. So heritage is fine and good, right? And buildings are okay too. But when the mayor declares a state of emergency because of heritage and not for the humans, not for the lives that have been lost on the streets of Aberdeen, the many lives of people dying on the streets because they don't have appropriate housing and care, there's an issue here, right? We've got problems. The priorities are out of whack. So other cities across the nation and the state of Washington have declared states of emergencies just for the level of poverty and homelessness in their city. So we're asking the mayor, we asked at the city council meeting a few nights ago, that he would expand the state of emergency to include or encompass the homelessness crisis and the poverty issue here in the city. So that's what these signs are about, is basically saying, hey, let's rebuild, let's build up the community, but let's get the priorities straight. Humans before heritage, right? We need housing for humans before we build a building to house heritage and artifacts and things like that. There's nothing wrong with those things, right? And it can be a binding force for the community. But let's get the priorities, and human life comes first, right? Let's make sure that the humans have adequate care and housing and the things essential for human life. So, all right, we'll be out here again today, day 23. If you want to come out and join us or have a conversation, you know, come on out. Be out here at City Hall for a bit and then rotate around downtown. So, peace and love to you guys, and Deo Presto Liber.
Good job, sir.